Today I'm going to talk about my favorite game mechanism in a game we just announced this week, My Little Scythe. Yes, sometimes I do talk about our games. I run a game company, so I'm going to talk about our games. And I just played I guess it's called the pre-production copy. It feels like the final version of My Little Scythe the other day. Here's the top insert with the miniatures inside of it. Here is the bottom insert. It's a little harder to show. You can kind of see it there. There's the bottom insert. So this thing looks and feels like the real copy of the game. And I got to play this version of the game for the first time the other day. Obviously, I played various versions of the game during the playtesting process, but this is the first version that really feels like the final version of the game. And so I was thinking about it a lot the other day. I played this at my game night, and while there are a lot of really cool mechanisms in this, some inspired by Scythe, some that are all new in this version of the game, not this version of the game, this game. This game is unique and separate from our game Scythe that we publish. This is kind of a family-friendly game that has mechanisms inspired by Scythe. The theme is different. There are a bunch of different mechanisms. And there's one mechanism that really stands out that I really, really love that I wanted to mention today on my video. And that is the friendship mechanism. So you'll notice there's one component in My Little Scythe that isn't in Scythe at all. There are these dice. So there's a total of 5 custom dice. So there are 2 red ones that have apples on them in different colors. There are 2 blue ones that have gems on them in different colors. And there is the quest die that has quest icons in different colors. There's an action that you can take in My Little Scythe where you roll most of the dice. You'll leave one of them out and you'll roll most of the dice. And what these do is they indicate a discovery of resources or various things on the board. So like in Scythe, all the resources in the game are kept on the board itself. They're not kept off the board. So you roll these dice, and say you roll say you roll this die and you come up with a yellow quest. And just for the sake of example, I'll throw out some other examples. So say there's also a yellow gem and a blue gem, and you rolled 1 red die and you have a yellow apple. You would look at the board. The board is a little big, so I'm going to hold up a rule book. You would look at the board and see how the regions are divided into color. And the board is colorblind friendly because the regions also have different textures and landscapes in them that look a little different based on the color. But I mentioned a couple of dice that had yellow on them, and that would mean that I'd need to place the things from those dice in the yellow region. And I think, what else do we have? Do we have I'll just say we had a red gem. I don't think that was right, but we had a red gem. So I would have to place a red gem in the red area. So at its core, I like this idea of rolling the dice and placing resources on the board. But what happens next is a really interesting decision because you have to decide where exactly to place these resources within those regions. So say that you have one of your characters on the board. So say I had one of my characters in the yellow region. I might decide, okay, well, I want to give my character more stuff, so I'm going to put one of the gems. I'm going to put a gem right on my character's territory, and that's okay. That's fine to do. You can't do that with the quests, just because of the rules involving the quest. They need to go on a territory that doesn't have a quest or a character. Characters are called seekers in this game, but I'll call them characters right now. You can't put a quest there. But for the resources, you can put them wherever you want within that territory. So I can put it on my character, and that's great. I have a new resource that I can use. But there's another place that you can put it. You could put it on an opponent's territory. So a territory occupied by an opponent's character. Now, why would you do this? Because you're giving them a resource. You would do that because of friendship. This is akin to, I'll try to show you on the board here. This is akin to popularity in Scythe. Here's the friendship track. So there we go. There's the friendship track over here. And as you can see, kind of similar to Scythe, friendship does a couple different things, but you're trying to move up the friendship to get a trophy. You can see the trophy right there. That's similar to the stars in Scythe. And unlike Scythe, if you're really unfriendly or unpopular, then you can't even earn trophies at all while you're down here. So you need to actually keep your friendship up in this game. So if I give a resource to another player, because say I rolled the yellow region, there's another character's character in the yellow region, and I put that gem on their character, I gain a friendship. Which this works mechanically and thematically, because thematically, obviously, I'm giving a resource to someone else, and so I'm being friendly, so I move up, I gain a friendship. But it also gives you a really interesting mechanical decision. Even if you are not in the territory, The decision is, do I put this resource on a territory occupied by an opponent and gain a friendship, but I'm giving them a resource, or do I put it someplace else and kind of leave it open for me or for someone else to go over and grab? It is a fantastic choice in the game, and it feels good. Like, it's one of those mechanisms in the game that just feels good. Like, I genuinely feel friendly when I do it to someone else, but I also get a mechanical benefit in the game because I gained that friendship. I love this mechanism. Hobie and his daughter, who helped design this game, did a fantastic job with this game as a whole, but also with that mechanism in particular. And plus, custom dice are just fun to roll. Yeah, that is my favorite mechanism in My Little Scythe. I could go on, and I'm sure I will. I'll probably do another like Sunday sit-down chat where I go into more detail about maybe all the unique mechanisms in this game as compared to Scythe at some point. But for now, that's my favorite mechanism. I wanted to share it here. If you're interested in this game, and this looks like it would be fun to you, My Little Scythe, we have it for pre-order on our website now, or you can contact your preferred retailer and tell them that you want it and pre-order it from them. I'll put a link below. Thanks.